Okay, this was a 30-minute party, not to take too much of your day away, but we are happy to stop now and answer any questions you would like to ask. Laura, if you want to, why can't I find, there she is. Laura, did you want to ask your question now?
Well, I just wonder, I have not seen the book yet, obviously, but what are some examples of wishes you've had? How is the book laid out? Tell us a little story about some examples, please.
Sure. So we laid the book out with Margie's pictures and steps to writing a list of wishes. And Margie included some really cool quotes in the book. And when we went to find out how to get copyright permission to publish those quotes, it was onerous. And I said, gee, Margie, maybe we could use your poetry. And my wish for Margie, which isn't really a great idea to wish for other people, but I was always hoping she would publish her poetry. And Margie got her wish to publish her photos and her poetry. So that's one of our best examples. I've always wanted to publish a book. And so the book itself is one of our best examples. And I told you about how Scout came to be. But Margie, I want you to give a good example in a minute. So I'm going to give you a chance to prepare. But while Margie's thinking, I want to tell you, some of you who know me know my journey to find my ideal home, and I'm sitting in it. I purchased a townhouse this year through a series of things that can only be called miracles. But they were wishes come true, right down to I wished to live in an evergreen forest, and I woke up the first morning here and there's an evergreen tree right outside my window. And believe it or not, I wished at the level of detail of I want ceiling fans in my new home. And if I swung my computer around, you could see there are ceiling fans in my new home. I wished for an editor to work with me on publications, and Lisa appeared at my son's birthday party 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, anyway, something like that. And there are many, many more examples. Margie, do you have one you want to offer?
Well, I think the book is, I put out there that I wished for the best way for me to use my belief in this in a way that was positive and could possibly help others, and that in a way also to put my my skills and talents and my photography. And so the first way that wish was fulfilled, a local gallery opened that hosted photo exhibits, and they weren't juried. You didn't have to jump any hurdles. You could just pay a hanging fee. And so I exhibited in several of those and actually sold several paintings, several photographs. And then bringing the photos and the poetry together in this book is another part. But I mean, some of my wishes were small. I wished for the perfect summer purse. And I was in Marshall's, and lo and behold, there was a Dunny Burke on sale, way discounted, perfect summer purse. I mean, that sounds frivolous, but wishes don't have to be, and they shouldn't be like world peace, but they should be things that spark joy in your life. And someone recently, one of my friends I was talking with, said, well, being a New Englander, isn't wishing for things for yourself narcissistic? And I said, no, it's not. I said, when you're happy and joyful, you're touching the lives of everyone around you. And I said, maybe if you're wishing for something that would harm other people or just bring everything to you, but if you're just wishing to bring joy and happiness in your life, you're going to touch other people's lives with that. And she thought about that. So, and the other thing is you wish for the ideal thing for you. And then just my experience has been by opening that, your tuning fork kind of is up a little more. And so you're more aware and you bring in awareness. And along with the wish work, I keep a gratitude journal, which is the other side of the wish work. And I track all of the great things, the great people, the smiles, it used to be hugs, but it's fist bumps now, or elbow bumps. But all the small things that bring joy to life. So I think this work not only has brought things that I've wished for, but has made me much more aware of things to be joyful for.
I would like to add that what we didn't do in the book is recount the hundreds and hundreds of years of history and philosophy and theology behind this work. That is something that each individual is going to have to look at for themselves in their own way. I've been a student of all of the above for years, but what was always missing was, okay, if there's all this good to be had, how do I get it? And that's why I was so thrilled 3 years ago to find this practice, these suggestions that we have woven together with many other things we know. The contributors to our book are too numerous to name, and it really is the compilation of all that work. But there's lots of evidence out there that the universe can deliver. And I'll just give you this one quote that always sticks with me. This is from the Bible. This is not from me, and this is not from the year 2020. It's from the Bible. Ask, and you shall receive. And I know when I heard that as a kid, I didn't know what that meant, but now I do. So, is there another question? Do you just like wave at us or something? Oh, somebody's got a question. I can.
Barbara?
Yes.
A question has come into the host. How do you word a wish? Is there a formula?
So the main thing that we say in our wishes is, I want, followed by something that describes what we want in a positive way. So there's some debate out there about the words ideal or perfect, but my wish that got me Scout was, I wish for the ideal dog for me. And I knew that that ideal dog had to be 20 pounds or less. It had to be intelligent. It had to be playful, and it had to be cute, which with puppies really isn't that hard. But Scout is wicked smart, way smarter than me. I'm tired of people calling him adorable. They're ignoring me. And he came through a foster program. So that meant he never spent time in a kennel. And since I had just gotten done a volunteer stint in an animal shelter, it was really important to me that he wasn't damaged in any way by the shelter experience. So I want the ideal dog for me, who is a good size to pick up and who's cute and who's intelligent, would be a pretty good wish.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mary Lane.
And if I could add, in the book, we give examples of some of the wish work. For example, I want to joyfully accept the flow of abundance in my life. Or I want my perfect, neat, tidy, organized house for me always. I'm still working on that wish. So those are, to be specific but open. So, because as I said, things flow. And if you think back in your lives, times that things just like all of a sudden just worked out, and you're going like, wow, how did that happen? Whoa, I couldn't have even imagined that could have happened. The perfect job, meeting a special friend, just all kinds of things. So.
I don't want to end this on a down note, but I do want to mention that we are not a couple of happy, sappy, always positive. Think of all the descriptions of that sort of presentation that you can. We have both had lives filled with both the ups and downs. And one of the things that I learned from the downs was that if I put my attention on my fears, I tend to get what I'm afraid of. And that's a lot of what taught me this power of the spoken word. So you can look at your life from both directions. What was I putting my attention on when something bad happened to me? And what was I putting my attention on when something good happened to me? To me, a better life is a life that is mindful, intentional, and designed, if you will, in this way. We are looking forward to giving a workshop on all that, but even before we do that, I'm going to be giving a workshop I've been giving for a couple of years that we now consider foundational to this wish work, and that is a workshop on accomplishments. Have I accomplished anything in this year of the pandemic? And I have to tell you, most years I hear people say I didn't accomplish anything this year, and I can get them to a point where they have more than one page of accomplishments written down. And this year is going to be no different. So we will be letting you know about the accomplishments webinar, which is scheduled in second half of January. And then we'll be letting you know about our wish workshop a little later on.
Margie, I have a question for you.
Okay.
I think it must be, anyway, I feel like, I remember when I was a lot younger, always, I had wishes to have kids or, whatever they might have been, but I feel like now that I'm 70, I just feel like I feel comfortable and lucky. I mean, not that we aren't, many of us on this call are Democrats and working hard to make sure that the future holds good things, but you know what I mean? I can't quite picture, not that you don't have to psychoanalyze me here, but I'm just curious. I don't feel like I actively wish for much these days. And I don't know if that's a bad thing or good. I don't feel unhappy. I feel just like life is pretty much
Like,
okay,
yeah,
or in
like,
balance or something, and
right. But if you think about, the different buckets of your life, friendships, spirituality, community, your activism, places like that, what more? And you do so much. Your activism is amazing. And so thinking about that, one wish might be, how can I optimally use my time to affect this particular change? Because I think a lot of, from the work that I think part of your fulfillment is coming from the incredible work that Renee has done by bringing resources into our lives that help inform how we can become active. So these are blessings that are flowing in, that wishes are being fulfilled that you don't even know.
Yeah.
And so so that's how I would look at it, Eileen.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a beautiful question. Thank you.
I just add something on what wish means in Latin. This is kind of a gift I have been given many years ago about the wishing kit and solutions, and it's all about the word desiderare, that in Latin means the stars, not just the stars, because sidera means look at the stars. You can be as they are. This is the meaning of the word sidera. Desiderare means go there, find your way to, build your path. And that's exactly what Barbara and Margie are doing for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Louisa. Thank you.
Thank you.